And joining us now to talk about that is Marissa Cope. She's Director of Communications at Heroic Media. Hello, Marissa. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Hi, Steve.
Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Okay, first of all, tell people a little bit about your organization, what Heroic Media is.
Sure. Heroic Media, we're a national faith-based organization, and we promote a culture of life by using media to connect women with life-affirming resources, as well as to inform the public about some of the nuances of the abortion issue and change attitudes for a culture of life. So we do television, internet, all types of media across the country.
All right, I want to put up a picture. If we could put up picture image 41. And this is the ad that you wanted placed in the aforementioned newspapers. It's up for our viewers at Newsmax.com. But for those listening on the radio, could you tell us, explain it, describe it, and tell us what it says?
Sure. So the original ad that was submitted to several major publications across the country features an image of a 20 to 24 week baby in the hand of an adult, and so the baby just fits right inside that adult hand, and it features copy that says, "This child has no voice, which is why it depends on yours," and then continues to call on the reader to say, "Speak up, tell your senator to support the Pain Capable Unborn Child Act." So trying to bring voice to the voiceless and really to give a face to these children we're talking about at 20 weeks of development and show exactly what human life at 20 weeks of development looks like.
Which is germane to the bills being passed all over the country at this point. So tell me what obviously the responses from the newspapers I mentioned, USA Today, the LA Times, Chicago Tribune, said no. Did they just give you a no, or did they give a reason attached to any of them?
Well, we were told that the image made the ad too controversial, and so we actually submitted an alternate ad with the same copy but a different image. And the irony is the original ad is actually a medically accurate fetal model, so it does show exactly what that 20-week life looks like. Well, the alternative ad is an in utero image of an actual living in utero 20-week child. And this alternative ad was accepted by the Chicago Tribune and has run today in Chicago, but continued to be rejected by the LA Times and USA Today both. So it's crazy to think that talking about these children in theory, talking about protecting that woman's right supposedly to take the life of these children is completely acceptable. But when we put a face to who we're talking about in the womb, that's too controversial for major media outlets.
It is incredible. It's not surprising for, if you've covered the media like I have, and if you are aware, I'm sure you weren't totally surprised either, or your group wasn't, were you?
Certainly. We run benign, truthful, hopeful ads like this all the time. A lot of times what we're running are call for help messages geared at women facing unexpected pregnancies and connecting them with life-affirming resources at local pregnancy centers. We've had equally benign ads rejected by major cable television outlets just because people don't like to talk about this issue in a positive or life-affirming way.
It is a tragedy, and there should be some requirement that they give both sides of an issue if they're truly newspapers, because that's what they're supposed to be. But I would assume that and I obviously by the fact that it was a 20-week-old fetus, you're encouraged by, and we're trying to educate the public on just what that fetus looks like, because of the fact that in Texas, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Ohio, Texas hasn't happened yet, obviously, but we're getting laws, state after state, passed around that 20-week plateau, if you will.
Absolutely. We've seen a great response from people who support the unborn and who support the legislation that's moving at the national level as well as at the state level in so many states. We are based in Austin, Texas, so certainly a hub for this conversation right now. And we've had people wanting to feature the ad and the image in other mediums, in their additional local papers. We've had requests for billboards and T-shirts and bumper stickers. So the truth is getting out there, and that's really what we stand for, is the power of media to raise this conversation, and that's exactly what's happening.
We're talking to Marissa Cope, Director of Communications at Heroic Media, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Do you have any, I mean, are you planning any legal challenge? Have you contacted any of the groups that do legal work for organizations such as yours or others who might feel that their rights have been denied? And I don't know if you feel that way, but do you plan any legal action or any alternative action to try to get those ads placed in those newspapers?
We're focusing on finding alternative media channels at this point, and just trying to find the best way to get the word out. We're here to advocate for getting the word out to the public and advocating for these children, and not making this about us. So the more we can get the word out about these young children whose lives are on the line and hanging in the balance, that's what we'll call success.
All right. Well, listen, give the folks the website, and I know that you got a phone number that you have for women who feel that they need to talk to somebody or want to talk to somebody. I know you do that kind of counseling as well. So give us the website and the phone number, if you will.
Sure. You can reach Heroic Media at heroicmedia.com, and that features all types of information about not only this ad campaign, but those call for help campaigns helping women in crisis pregnancies as well. heroicmedia.com.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Marissa, thank you very much, and we'll keep an eye on this. Keep us informed as to what's going on. You have my Twitter, I have yours. We retweeted each other's tweets about your interview today. So